Hey, what's up, everybody? So let's just dive right in. Alright, so a couple of days ago, maybe a week or so roughly, I want to say, my friend was making a VR game, and he was trying to improve the performance. He goes, Cade, how can I kill some tries in Blender and Unreal? Well, there's a couple ways to do that. Because he was trying to do this to improve the game's performance, and also to reduce the size. So those are two main reasons you would do that sort of thing. So currently I'm in Unreal Engine 5.1, and I have a column here. This is the exact same object that he was trying to fix. So you can see a lot of details on this, so immediately you can just tell it's pretty dense. And for desktop and console, that won't be an issue, but for mobile games and VR games, that's a problem. So if we press Control Space to bring up the content drawer, and we click on the column, we can actually see right here, it is 2000 triangles, and that's what we're trying to fix. We want to reduce that. Now, one way you can do this is in Unreal, but the results may vary. So in the details panel right here on the right, you scroll down. By the way, if you don't have this, you can actually just go to Window and make sure this box right here, details, is checked, and that'll bring it back. But anyways, you scroll down, you should start seeing LOD picker. And it's talking about this right here in the upper left-hand corner, LODs. And what that stands for is level of detail. And so if we scroll down just a little bit, there's a level of detail 0. That's the default one that gives us 1000 triangle. But what you want is to go down to LOD group, and you can pick right here is where you can set it. You can set it to deco. I'm just going to set it to architecture as an example. If I select that one, it's going to ask me to change the group. That's okay. And what this is going to do is just automatically set it up. So it's created 4 LODs by default. And you can actually adjust this with the slider and make it like 3, and then apply it, and then save it, and it'll update automatically. So I'm leaving this at 4. And if I hover my mouse over the column and I scroll my mouse out, you can actually see we're at level 1. Now we're at 1000. Scroll out a little further. Level 2, there's 500 pretty much. And if you keep going, you'll see it continue to drop till it hits that last one. And that's pretty good right outside the box. But if you want more control over that, I wouldn't even bother with that. I'm just going to trash that. So what I'm going to do is go back into the content drawer. We're going to fix this in Blender directly, because for his game, he didn't need a whole lot of detail. Stuff like these lines and whatnot, you can fake with normal apps. So go back into the content drawer, right click over the mesh. In this case, I'm selecting column. Go to actions, and then export. And export the mesh as an FBX from Unreal. Save it over top of this one with a folder I threw on my desktop. Save that. Place, yes, and then export. Leave the defaults, it's fine. And then go ahead and boot up Blender. If you don't have Blender, you can just go download it at blender.org or follow my Wooden Crate tutorial to get started on that and learn how to use it to get more comfortable. So I am using the default Blender setup. I do not want to confuse you. I want to keep this as simple as pie for you. Alright, so now we're in Blender on the default window. Setup. And basically, I want to delete the cube, and I'm going to go to File, Port, find FBX, and then I'm going to navigate to that folder that I exported that mesh into. You can follow along with a different model if you wish. It's going to be the same one. So what you want to do is select the FBX that you need to fix and import that in. And when it imports into Blender, it should look something like this. So anyways, if we click the little eye over here with the box selected, this is actually Unreal Engine. It's collision, but let's hide that. And there's our column. Press G. You can actually see the LODs right here that were created. And we just want this one right here. So now if I press tab, actually see that's pretty low poly. And if you're not sure how many polygons are in there, what you can do is on the right taskbar right here, just right click, enable scene statistics, and now you can see. Tab back into object mode. It's currently 260 tries. We can reduce that a little further if we want. What you can do is just tab back into edit mode, press 2 on your number pad, and actually reduce some of these. For me and his project, though, he didn't really need any of these extra details. So what I did is I just scooted this over just a little bit. And I just wanted to create something very, very similar. So I created a cube. And I just kind of scaled it down like that. And you can bevel the edges if you want. Let's just do that for kicks. Press Control B, bevel it slightly, just to give it a little nice lip. Press Control R to create a loop cut right there. Just Control B again. Just gonna drag that in. Create something similar to that. You can play around with it and get more detail in there. I'm not going too crazy here. Make sure to press Alt. For me, I think this looks fine. So at this point, what I do is Control A, and I'd add in cylinder. And this is pretty heavy already, so I don't want that. Just gonna shift my view. I am using an MMO mouse, so if you're not able to shift view, you can just use this and zoom around. Or you can also go to view and then viewport, and then press right here, and this pad matches up. And basically for this, for the out cylinder, I am going to reduce the vertices of this. Too much detail. 12 is fine, I think. Just scroll it down. Scroll it up. That. And then press A to select that. We're going to press L to select that part. Actually, for this one, we are going to grab top part here, there, and just Shift D and duplicate that up. Something else you might want to consider in cage banking, the high poly to a low poly version. That would make your normal map contain your details so you can reduce it like this. Let's just put that, contain that, and there we go. There's our column, something like that. If you need to, you could try to take out some of those, and then if we just right click on it, do shade auto smooth, something that looks very nice and very, very similar. Some of the edges on the side might look a little weird, like it's actually pointing out, but it's actually round. That's actually just the light shining on that side. And I think that's pretty good. So this one is, just had that one. That one is 260. I bring Alt H. I bring mine back, and we hide the other one. We can see that one is 48. So that one's much lower. Get out a few extra details to push it up just a tidbit higher and create something very, very similar. But that's just to show you that it is possible to have more control over this. And right here, I kind of screwed up actually. So how I would fix this to text. Have to fill those in. Make sure there's no holes in yours, because otherwise there will create problems. I would have built that correctly and then duplicated correctly. It wouldn't. Fill in all there. That should be fine. And then just select the whole thing, and then what you want to do to mesh. I always forget it, so I tend to have. There's a hotkey for it. It's Alt N, or Shift N. I keep saying Alt N because it goes to. I think you can actually right. No, you can't. But anyway, so go to mesh, normals, and then recalculate the outside. Because if you don't do that, what will happen is you'll have some faces that are inverted, and you don't want that. That's why that happened. That's what that looks like. Next, we want to just gonna bring that back. That. So kind of see how this works. The material. Because of the flat shading, you can't really see it in here unless I add the textures. To make sure it matches up, you can assign these similarly and just gonna add these 8. Add another, add the last one. So we have all back. And then on this one, select it and you tab to go into edit mode. And just make sure you don't have anything selected. Make sure it's unselected. Go over here. And then if you select, like here you can actually see what faces this material is assigned to. So we're going to replicate that. We're going to this one, this, and click the first layer, and then assign that. And then do that again for each. Just want to make sure you do select it again. Still have it selected. White trim, select, and it's got that part and the top part here. So tab in the object mode. Select the other one, switch over to that. Actually, what you could do, better yet, select both of these, and now you can do that. I don't really recommend doing that because you might get confused. That one and that one. So L, and for this one, I don't have that part, so I'm just gonna stick it right there. Last one, select, and that's that one. So this one, just gonna put fine. That should be good to go. And one last important part is we want to make sure this one has good use. So I tab back into object mode, and then I go to the E tab right here. Let's just hide that other one so we don't ourselves. But anyway, all I'm doing right here is pressing 2 and selecting the edge, and then I'm just going to mark the seams. I'm sticking this one back here. Right click, seam, and I like it here, top. Kind of have to play with it. I just control and see that go around like that. And this is just so it sleep. You'll see what I'm doing. Mark same. And if you select it, you press U. See, this is what we're fixing right now, because otherwise you have to stretch out texture. And then switch this and unwrap to normal. Should actually start doing. It's still kind of stretched out, so I'm just gonna cut those. Same, do that. Now it's actually a little better. Angle base, yeah, that's worse. Leave it conformal. That looks alright because that's flat. That's what you want. And for this one, press this. Oh, you know why? Don't want that. So I added a seam right there as an accident. So all I have to do is select that edge, right click, and then clear that seam. That way it goes. Just rearrange that. Wrap. Alright, that looks good. All I did right there to switch to the see-through mode is just Shift C. And you can also can't see it's over here. Over here. Anyway, so I'll switch the front view on that. This one's already unwrapped, so that's not a problem. This one to fix. That was a cube right here, so that might be okay. I think that might be okay. I didn't really change that too much. I just wanted something somewhat similar. That might work okay. So I think that will be alright. I got a UV map on it. A, B, and go to seams from islands. It will actually mark it for you. Actually kind of see how it unwraps. So for this, I think that's alright. And then lastly, we just need to select the whole thing again and stacked on top of each other. And that might create a problem unless you're using a procedural material. So I would just select all the UVs and then pack islands, and that way it packs them in nicely. So do that, bring back everything. Go back over to the layout for kicks. So if we delete the old one, it's our new one. That looks alright, pretty similar. And then to get this out of Blender, now let's just save this file. Save as a desktop right here. All this SM new column. Save. I got the blend file. And this time with that selected, I want to do. Oh wait, right here. Make sure you change cubed SM column. You can see the name, otherwise cube there. When you go to actually look at it in the editor thing. Other than that, it just imports as the file name. So we go to File, Export, FBX, and then Selected Objects, and Mesh, Tick Bake Animation. We're not using. Don't worry about armature. You want geometry. Switch normals to face so you don't get any. export. And I'm going to shrink that down and hop back over into Unreal. And we'll want to go here, let's control space, and go to that folder that we made the new column. Get the FBX, which would be this one. Just drag that right into here. And just click import all. And we should have a decent looking column. Now that's in. And there we go. About that. Nice looking column that is only 158 triangle. But anyway, that is how to kill some of your triangles and reduce the count. So I had like a normal map right here like that. You could actually just apply that as a material to create that same effect. But for a basic column, I think that's actually pretty cool. Much more low poly. Well, anyways, so I'm just gonna go ahead and stop right there. I hope this helped, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. Love to see what you think and see what you made, or if you have any better suggestions on your own workflow. Everyone's workflow is different. That's okay. All right, catch y'all later.